Jamendo.com. 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 Jamendo.com.
Is that Morgan's thing? It says well, something special.
Yeah.
Are you billing as the Queen of Prep then?
Yeah, as well. We'll be down with this. Alright folks, how you doing? Someone's posted shit from my letterbox. Again. Have you got some gloves?
No, I've got no gloves. You're away.
Okay, where's the gloves, man? I need to pick this shit up. I don't have to pick it up. Joe, man, look. I don't know the fucking. Someone's posting shit through my fucking letterbox all the time. Look. Who's doing this?
Sorry, man.
I said stop posting shit through my fucking letterbox. I don't want it. I don't need it. Come on, I've got enough time on my fucking plate without having shit posted through my letterbox. Chris, have you seen what's been posted through my letterbox again?
What have they done this time?
Fucking look what's been posted through my letterbox. Tory manifesto. That's it. Cheeky fucking bastards.
Oh, be thankful it's not new pictures of Anne Whittaker.
Well, it virtually is. It virtually is. Hello, folks. How are you this week? I hope that you're well. All that matters to us is that you're well. Chris, how are you this week?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How about this week? We've got all sorts happening this week. But we've got a special guest.
The Queen of Prep. The Prep Tsar. The Prep Guru herself, theirself. It is the infamous and sometimes go-go dancing Greg Owen. Woo!
Joe?
I'm keeping the clap going till you get the camera on him.
Keep the applause going.
Yes!
There he is.
Now, we can't go into detail, but all I'm going to say is Greg looks gorgeous right now.
Greg looks fantastic. Not umbrella.
He looks so even.
Greg looks fantastic. Before we start anything, two things, right? Anyone out there who's looking for essential news this week, we've got some essential news for you. Oh!
Big!
Oh, it's massive. It's as... What was that?
Hi, Mel.
Hey, babe. How you doing, sweetheart? Mwah.
Hi, Daniel Harrison.
Hey, Daniel Harrison.
He's not well.
Why is he not well?
Oh, Joe, you know Daniel Harrison's like.
We've got some news that's going to burst your fucking bubble.
And I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, I know.
I'm being deadly serious.
Are you cold, by the way?
I put it on because, well, I am a bit cold, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you not cold?
You're a northerner. You're not a namby-pamby southerner.
Yeah, but you can hang fucking...
This is the tropics up...
You can hang coats on my nipples, Chris. Is that...
Hang on.
I don't want to make you vomit. Oh, it's Armani, brother.
Oh, darling.
Thank you so much, darling.
Oh, darling, it's Armani.
It's Armani.
I wear Primani, he wears Armani. Are we on?
We're on.
You're on,
We're
yeah.
on. Right, folks. Well, what a week it's been, eh? How about Trump? What a bellend! What a bellend!
Nigel O'Donnell, Neil O'Donnell, don't you be burning that bloody dinner watching this programme.
Oh,
cooking.
Neil O'Donnell, we've got some news for you tonight, brother.
Oh, yes.
We've got all the details
Oh,
that
yes.
you've been waiting for, folks. But all in good time. All in good time.
good
Let's introduce our other fellow anarchist. Anarchist, Arel III, not to be mistaken for.
Or
Around
the second.
second.
Whose father's from?
Bronx.
The Bronx.
Exactly. How are you this week?
Really good, really good.
What have you been doing this week, Arel?
Well, been standing, getting ready for interview
An interview for what?
for Transport for London.
Oh! And how did it go?
Really well, really well.
Any
Well, we're all
questions?
rooting for you, folks. We're all rooting for Arel. Hope he gets that job.
I was thinking to shut down the TFL.
Shout out to TFL.
No, shut down TFL every morning.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
I can do that for you. I just throw myself in front of a fucking tram.
The commuters.
I can do that. I can just throw myself on the tracks.
Well, any
Thought about it
questions?
many times, trust me.
Any questions? Come and ask me.
Dum, dum. Question. We've got all our favourites normal, but we've got our special guest this week. It's Greg Owen, who is our.
All right, Stuart.
I've not
multitasking.
caught with what's the title we've caught with for
Thank
Greg?
you, Mel.
Queen of Prep.
Queen of Prep. Yeah, but you know,
Be prepared.
Greg Owen has been at the forefront of male sexual health for many years now, and it's true. He has, and he's on here to answer. And any questions about male sexual health? All of you gays out there, or straight people, may I add, or bisexual, transgender. I don't like to use the word queer because it offends me, but there you go.
Hi, Lee Taylor.
Yeah. Message in, and Arel III, not to be mistaken for the second, who's father from the Bronx, will answer your questions and pass them over to Greg. He won't answer them. Greg will answer them, but Arel will ask them. But without further ado,
Happy do.
can you share this? Can you share this, folks? Can you click the little button there, share? And
If I could
us
turn
a
back
like.
time.
Huh?
If I could
us a
find
like,
a way.
share.
Get
or
that
click
comments.
like, or show us some love. Click the love button. Show us some love. That'd be really
like
nice.
that. Look, like that. Look.
Not your heart though.
Show us some. Pardon.
Before we get into the news, the essential news. Let's get rid of this Tory manifesto.
You want that, really?
No, I'm
You
going to
can
use
have
it. I've run out of shit paper, so that'll do fucking perfectly in a bit. That'll work
Yeah.
perfectly to wipe my ass with. Can't wait for that.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, couple of. I've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about it, haven't we?
What?
We've got to talk about either Trump or fucking Prince Andrew. We got to.
Trump.
All right, Trump.
Board or the other.
Trump. First and foremost, right? Fox hunting has been banned in this country. Why is one fucking sat on his head? That's what I want to know. It's true though, isn't it?
But he's looking even more orange than Orwell's top. Seriously.
I think
Yeah,
Arel's. It's, yeah.
I think I'm more orange than him, so.
You smell
No.
the chips tonight, Arel.
And cheers.
He smells the chips tonight.
I thought he said he's got the shits.
Ah, you mean like this one that are made
Ah,
with
that's
cheese.
what I was
No,
looking
no,
for.
no, Arel's. He does. He smells the chips. Do you smell the chips?
That's why I have
it's a
my
comforting
top
smell
orange
to
because
me.
of These ones.
It's a comforting smell to me. That chips is a comforting smell, Arel.
Yeah, no.
But about Trump, and also, did you see today? Did you see, everyone see today?
Yeah.
That bit of fucking footage of BJ.
Flick.
No, not blowjob.
No, Flick, I'm talking to. We've known each other 21 years this week.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
We'll have to get married.
Did you see Macron? How do you say Macron?
Macron.
Macron.
Do you know what?
There you go.
Fucking Macron.
Macron.
Oh, God,
Macaroni and fucking cheese.
With accent on your nose, Macron.
Yeah.
Accent on my nose. What's on my fuck? Oh no! Oh no! Listen, folks. Listen to what happened before. Listen to what happened behind the scenes, right? Joe Ryder, cut to fucking Joe Ryder if you can. I bet you can't, can you?
Yes, thank you.
There's Joe Ryder. See him there, looking all fucking
Thank you,
sweet and
Pat.
innocent, looking like he's like a fetus, right? Do you know what he did? We've got our fucking guest.
That's it.
Our guest here, Greg, right, is sat there and he's preparing for tonight, yeah? And he's just sat there like that, looking like talking away. Like next thing is Joel in a rush of anger and rage, just picked up one of the lights and twatted poor Greg in the face with it. Didn't he?
But
Greg, am I lying?
You're not lying.
But
He smacked him right in the fucking face with it, cut all his nose.
look, not a mark on him. Why is that?
Yeah, but he pulled Greg.
Maybe she's born with it.
Look, it's all lies. There's not a mark on him. You'll see later.
Yeah, and you'll know why there's not a mark on him, because I tell you what, if he ever fucking stops being a sexual health expert, he could be a makeup expert like that. He went like that. He pulled something out. He went, don't worry about it. He went boom, boom, and he was gone.
It's gone.
I went, Greg, please can you work that magic on me? But he didn't. Did you see the footage today?
Jeff.
Oh, yeah, Jeff. I can't. I don't even know. I don't
Oh,
even
Mr.
know.
Mason.
Jeff Mason.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Mason. Hi, Jeff. How you doing, brother? Much love. 8 days to go, brother. We can fucking do this shit, man. Did anyone see the footage today of Macron and Boris fucking bellend fucking nipple Johnson, right? Talking about Trump. Did you see
You
it?
know what?
Did you see? Oh, it was genius. It was genius.
But they should know better.
Yeah, but they don't know better,
I
and
know,
that's
it's
why you
funny.
shouldn't vote for him. Don't vote for fucking Boris Johnson, because he is what you see. He's a weeble wobble. He won't fall down. A big, fat, gormless, gimp-headed, fucking blonde-haired, pretend fool, fucking lump of a nipple, fucking stood there. And if you vote for him, then you are
Hey,
shit.
Hey, you speak your mind, please.
It's as simple as that. I'm fucking over it. Chris McCabe! Chris McCabe! How you doing? To the McCabe. To the McCabe. To the McCabe.
No, I'll do that. I'll do this instead, look. Power to the people.
Power to the McCabe. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. All right, let's without further ado, let's get on. Let's go on to it. Should we do this?
Yes, let's do it.
Breaking.
No!
Have we got a drum roll there?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, we're not doing it yet. No.
No.
Oh, okay then. Okay, we won't do that. Hold that thought, folks. Hold that, folks. But keep sharing and show us some love.
Where is the love? No, can we do can we do that thing?
All right. What we're doing now?
You can't give them all the goods straight away.
I'm not going to give them the go straight away.
It's like you're going to a sauna. You don't get. Oh, maybe you do. Yeah. But anyway,
Actually, when you go to a sauna, you get the straight. Well, you don't get straight away the good ones.
Anyway, enough sauna talk. Enough sauna talk for tonight.
what's good and what's bad in a sauna?
Oh, fucking.
What is good? What is
You
bad?
leave alive. That's the good
Yeah.
bit. There you go.
Well, you might think you do.
Oh yes, in another world. So anyway, on this day in history.
Actually, this day in history, but keep that in mind because we're going to come back to that in a minute. Chrissy, what happened on this day in history? Please tell us. Can't wait to hear.
Funny you should say this.
Well, go on. Can't wait.
You know. I know I look like
what's
Beyonce.
all this?
I know I look like Beyonce.
Hey,
But
similarities are striking.
Shut it. But it's Jay-Z's birthday today, and it's his 50th birthday. Happy 50th birthday to Jay-Z.
50th?
Did you know?
Is
Yes,
it 50th? Fuck me.
Do you know Jay-Z's mother's a lesbian? Did you know that?
I didn't know that,
Oh yes.
but I'm glad that I know that now.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Jay-Z. Happy. See, we always do birthdays, don't we? Because the person concerned, happy birthday. But nobody ever says, about the mothers. It should be the mother's birthday as well.
Well, you just did.
Hey.
Yeah.
And high five to that, brother.
High five. Very
High five.
nice. Very nice. And also, somebody who I always get mistaken for. Seriously, this is very serious.
Oh, yeah, I'm absolutely serious.
I get mistaken for this next person's birthday today, who was born in 1973. I'm going to give you a clue. I'm smizing.
Smizing, what's that?
What
Well, great.
exactly you
I'm
said
smizing.
mean, Daniel?
It's Tyra Banks' birthday today. Watch. Smize. Look through the camera. I am Bradford's next top model.
You know.
Oh, sorry.
You know. Really, you know.
Anyway, so it's a happy birthday to Tyra. And I love Tyra because Tyra has redefined the borders of beauty. She has actually.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think she has.
No, she did. Well, you don't watch America's Next Top Model. You watch that.
I'd rather eat
What's
my
it
own
called?
fucking shit. I'd rather vote Tora.
Excuse me. Housewives of what?
What?
Housewives, Real Housewives. What do you watch?
I don't much fuck on.
Excuse me. Yes, you do.
He looks like Tyra Banks now, doesn't he?
I was rooting for you.
He looks
Yes, you
like
do. You
Tyra.
watch one of those Housewives of Orange County or wherever it is. Yes, you do.
I don't. Hey Andrew, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, my friend.
Lynn,
Good to see you. Hey
please.
Gary, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, my friend.
Anyway, so
So
that
Tyra
was...
Banks was born today.
Yeah, 1973.
Made up.
And anyway,
Sorry
ignore
for
it. So deaths today.
Oh,
apart from over there. It was Frank Zappa died on this day in history.
Really?
Oh,
Now that is interesting, that Chris.
why is that interesting, Lee Forsyth Griffiths?
Because it is.
But he was quite young when he died. How old was he? About 63. All right, not 60.
No, he wasn't 60 at all.
63.
He was-
1940.
He's in his 30s, I think.
Oh, 40. Oh, okay. 40. Yes, I'm just in my Diane Abbott impression. 95. Yes. 43. He was 43. Well, how did he die? What did he die of? Apart from his heart stopping.
Well, obviously, fucking poor head disease. Look.
Oh, shit.
What does he look like there? It looks like something you clean your ears out with. That's what it looks like.
Was you
there.
a fan of Frank Zappa's?
I wasn't a fan of his music, but I was a fan of his concept. He was an amazing musician, though. He was an amazing musician.
okay.
He was an incredible musician. And John Lennon played with Frank Zappa in New York in 1971.
Imagine.
Imagine that.
get that?
No, I didn't.
Yes, anyway, so it was his death day today.
What Chris said. And what happened on this day?
I tell you what, it happened.
Go on, I can't wait.
It happened in 1872 when Miss Kimberley was born, right? Right? The cruelest, the Mary Celeste was found. Did you know that?
The
Joe?
Mary Celeste.
Oh, yes.
It's the Mary Celeste, Chris.
Is it Mary? Do you know what? Mary, potato, fucking potato, who gives a shit? Anyway, it was found and there was
Just
nobody
saying.
on it. And do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? Davy Dyke wasn't around to do any kind of conspiracy on it. What happened? Do you know what happened?
I don't know what happened, but I'm dying to find out, Chris. What?
I don't know. But anyway, they found it by the Canadian somewhere or other. The ship had been abandoned for 9
Gracia.
days. Oh,
Dei Gracia.
all right, you foreigner.
That's what that says.
For 9 days, it was only slightly damaged, but nobody was on it. They don't know where anybody went.
I know where they went.
Where?
It's about when the fucking scene died.
Yeah, but there was no damage.
I'm not
to
laughing
it.
at the people who died, but anyone that's
And that's
drowning,
good.
anyone that's drowning out there, just to let you know, I'm completely liberal.
Yeah, all right. Tell me
I
that
take your-
Titanic joke you told me earlier. Go on.
What goes in an out and stinks of piss. The Queen,
Oh, where have we gone? Oh, there you go.
the Queen Mother doing the okey cokey.
Right. Anyway, so there's my events.
All right, well, that's the event. Before we go into the breaking news, the Morning Glory, let's talk about it.
Hello. What you
Today, folks, Trudeau admitted to talking about Trump after President Trump. Trudeau admits to talking about Trump after President Trump. This is the one with the fox on his head that's dead, killed by Tory. If you vote Tory, you're a slag. Called him two-faced.
Are you slut shaming?
President Donald Trump today called him two-faced. Canada's Prime Minister. Oh no, sorry. After President Donald Trump called him two-faced, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau's the one that a lot of gays seem to think is good-looking for a world
Trudeau?
leader. Yeah.
Oh, we got it up the wrong one. We would. It's right, little sexy.
He admitted on Wednesday that he and other world leaders were talking about the US president when they were caught on camera at a Buckingham Palace event the night before. Boom! Fucking boom, diddy boom, boom. The video, which has gone viral, shows British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and French President Emmanuel Macron. How do I say it, Arel? Macron. Trudeau and the Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte. Is that right?
Who? Marco?
Rutte.
Who's that?
Appeared in to have a laugh about Donald Trump's behaviour during the summit, but none of the leaders
O'Connor.
explicitly named Trump. Now, here's the thing: if it was me at that fucking do, I'd have been doing all sorts of action, showing air, doing this, wanker, fucking big tits,
no,
fat
you wouldn't.
twat,
Do you know why?
married to a fucking mannequin.
You'd be where the free booze was, you'd be going, fuck that lot.
Yeah, and then I've got a bottle, put it right over fucking Trump's head.
I'm going to do an impression of you now.
But it's true though.
Oh, yes.
Also, folks, while we're on the campaign show, because it's
Daniel Harrison is in A&E.
why is he in Danny?
I don't know what happened.
Right,
Daniel?
tell us, Daniel.
Daniel, what's happened to you, brother?
I want to hold your hand.
I wanna hold your hand. Daniel, what's up, brother? Tell us what's up. Speak to us, man.
Oh, no.
What's happened?
Yes. Come on, you said, look, just
You
like this.
can't leave us like that, you dickhead. You can't tell us you're in A&E and then go, oh, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about me. Fucking tell us what's up with you, knob. I hope you're all right. Fucking
We're
hell,
gonna
man.
have a fundraising for you.
Yeah, well, fucking. Listen, folks. Daniel Harrison's in A&E.
Oh,
I hope he's okay.
yeah.
I hope he's okay.
He's lucky he's in
Think of-
A&E these
Let's
days.
let's all join hands. Daniel, we're thinking about you. We're having a
We are
seance.
the world.
We are the children.
We are the famous.
We are an Andy.
Hang on, do you know what? Sorry, this happens rarely, right? This happens rarely, but you know when I've got my phone here, right, and someone just messaged to a message I put before on Facebook. Sorry to bore you and go slightly off kilter, but I can't help it. You know, when some fucking dickhead just fucking wants to fucking give you grief on Facebook. Well, fucking dickhead, I've got a platform here and I'm using it now. You're a dickhead. You're a fucking dickhead, and I'll fucking meet you anywhere you want. Simple as that.
I'm here.
Steve Jones, never heard such rubbish. Listen, Boris Johnson is a fucking waste of a womb. He uses air that someone else who's much more needy could use. He is a big, fat, useless, gormless bell end of a nipple whose mother fucking was disgusted when she had him. And the doctor said she would terminate this fucking birth. And she went, no. And they went, why? Why? Look at him. That's what they said about Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson is a BJ. He is shit. He doesn't represent me, him, and anyone in this room. Is a complete fat knobhead. And on that basis,
Do you know Greg's nephew?
I don't fucking think. Somehow I don't think that's true. You know what I mean?
So he's got the blonde hair from, look.
Boris, bore off and fucking crawl back into that little fucking hole that you came from, you fucking twat. Yeah. The youth are gonna vote you out, you bastard, and I can't wait for fucking I can't wait for election day. You're gonna get a fucking stiff one up your ass. They called all of us bum boys.
Oh, cool.
We're all gay, aren't we, in this room?
Yeah.
Right.
No, well,
you
no,
called us
actually-
all fucking bum boys.
Oh, well, actually, I'm not, so I'm...
Speak for yourself.
Well, brother, maybe, that's what he called us. That's what we are. Obviously, he's our Prime Minister. We have to abide by what he
What
says.
did he call us?
He called us bum boys
No,
on record.
Listen, I'm a batty boy, not a bum boy.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well. Right, let's get a drum roll going here, Joe.
Go on. Yeah,
Let's
to
get a
drum
drum
roll.
Oh, that's a timpani roll.
I'm not going to tell him yet.
I'm not telling you yet.
No.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute then.
Back to it. No, we can't
Let's
just
keep
tell
him hanging.
You
Let's
just give
keep him
all the
hanging.
goods. You just give him all the goods.
Let's keep hanging. Before we go into hit or shit, I would like to I'd like to introduce our guest. Greg.
Shall we introduce him? Okay. Right. Have you put the Chanel down?
Before we do the introduction, let me quickly give a bit of a rundown. You go on, please.
Do I need to shimmy up?
Folks, there's gay sexual health, male sexual health.
I'm not there yet.
If any can, it's all right. It's all right.
Don't get me feet in as well.
It's all right.
Rode the horseshoes on.
Is a tentative subject because as World AIDS Day has just passed, we all.
Don't be tense.
World AIDS Day has just passed, folks. Yeah, and I personally knew people that died of this disease. It's in the past now, thankfully, and these days we have got drugs that can help prevent it, drugs that can help people that are living with it, HIV that is, and then you've got people that have stood out and utilised themselves to say we need to do something about this. Our guest in a moment, Greg here, has been one of the people at the forefront of this, along with others, and I'm going to move over now because I'm going to move over to Chrissy, darling, and Greg. Have you got your microphone, Greg?
You're sitting on it.
Oh.
Because it's phallic. Girlfriend needs
Chrissy,
a hit.
darling, please,
Surprise you'll
please,
never-
over to you.
Surprise!
Yes,
you'll
a
never
drum
get it
roll,
back.
please.
Oh.
Any
Where are we?
questions?
I'm
Any
here.
questions for Greg? Please feel free to come in. Me and Arel the third. We'll that's been second for Arel the second. It's happened in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Tori is watching.
Can't find them because I've not got the phone.
Lee Tori is watching.
So also we'll be doing fashion tips, and can I just say he's got a really
I'm not
snazzy
sure
pair
if
of
it's part
trainers
of
on.
Tori.
Hold on, everybody. Hold
Can
on.
we see these trainers?
Introducing.
Introducing. Can I say? Introducing.
That was-
Greg and Chrissy, darling. Well done, you.
But the Chrissy darling show. Anyway, I first got my start in show business back at. Oh, you're here. Anyway, come on, show me those trainers. Show those trainers. Ain't the first time I've had your legs in the air. Oh, you dirty bugger, you. You're
Hi,
terrible.
Neil.
So
Hi,
anyway, listen,
Alistair. Hi, Sander.
you're quite finished.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Anyway, so me and Greg have known each other for a long time. And
5 minutes?
we first met when he was a go-go dancer, and he used to lap dance me all the time. And did you know he used to model a line of go-go shorts to, well, in my mind I wanted him to, he never did, but we actually lived together for a short while.
Not romantically.
But we
Chris,
had to,
stop flirting. Let's get over to the important stuff.
I'm sorry. Have you got things to do?
Yeah.
But we had to part ways because it was too big. Bruno. Anyway,
Hashtag fake news.
and that's why it was a pain in the ass. Anyway, this has been Greg.
Yeah, that's what I call my penis. The truth, because it hurts.
Hurts so good. Don't you know that it hurts so good? Now, we've got to give Greg credit here, and I don't mean on his phone, but his credit because Greg is the queen of prep. Now we say queen of prep.
What is prep, Chrissy?
Prep. We're going to get Greg to say that because he's the expert.
Greg, what's prep?
But before you say that, he is the queen of prep, the prep czar. He is prepared. He knows more about prep, and he has done more for not only the gays, just the gays thing. You've done for everybody, haven't you? And he has indirectly and directly saved so many lives because of his education of prep to the masses. Come on, tell us about your humble beginnings.
My humble beginnings. Let's talk about what PrEP is first. So, PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. Yeah, it's big words, polysyllabic words from an Irish blonde person. Wow, like flying in the face of those stereotypes. So, PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. And if we break that down, what that means, so pre, something you do before an exposure, in this case the HIV, and prophylaxis is a treatment or action you can take to help prevent disease. So basically, in a nutshell, it's a pill that you take that stops HIV. That's it, pretty much.
So how do you distinguish between PrEP and PEP?
Ooh, that's a very good question. So PrEP, P-R-E-P, is something you do before sex, and you need to take it slightly after sex as well. And PEP, P-E-P, stands for post-exposure prophylaxis. So it's something that you do after sex. So if you want a kind of crude analogy, PrEP is like the contraceptive pill, and PEP is like the morning after pill.
Right. Now you introduced me to PrEP.
I did.
And remember, I got PrEP sweats. Do you remember? But anyway, so
Chrissy is convinced that he got PrEP sweats,
sweats.
which aren't a known side effect of PrEP, but I support him in his assertions that he actually went through that.
I was the guinea pig. But anyway, so
more like a kinky pig, but hey.
Thank you. So this is the thing with PrEP. PrEP to me sort of appeared like PrEP. It just came over the horizon. It wasn't this big heralded thing where you'd think that's something that has stopped people, thousands and thousands of people becoming HIV positive. You'd thought there'd been a big fanfare or anything, but it didn't. And it was really only till you moved into the house and you actually explained it to me that I actually knew about it. How crazy is that?
But I think, in essence, I think your experience was the same experience as a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So I think we, sort of, the work that I do and the work that Prepster.info do, it really came about because we were in a vacuum of information. There was just no information. We were in a void. Yeah. So your experience of finding out about PrEP is actually a very similar experience to a lot of gay and bisexual men in the UK. They found out about it from their friends or from their websites. But that's kind of a bit ridiculous that someone who didn't know what they were doing had to go and do that. You know what I mean? And that you had to upskill yourself.
Sure, but it was just like, and then eventually, because I was from the 80s, when a lot of people became HIV positive and died. And so going from that, where like a quarter of the scene disappeared, to living in an era where you can take one tablet a day. And what is the percentage? Is it 100%?
Yeah, so this is actually a really good question, and something that a lot of people get confused about is that when PrEP was first studied in the US, the IPREC study gave a 44% effectiveness rate. I'm going to really break it down so that you really understand. So IPRECs give a 44% effectiveness rate, and the PROUD study gave an 86% effectiveness rate, and the IPREGAY study, which is on demand, also gave 86%. But that doesn't mean that you have like a 14% chance of getting HIV. What effectiveness for a tool is how well it reduces infections within that cohort. So if there were 100 people in that cohort 86 didn't get HIV and 14 did, probably because they didn't use PrEP. So
okay.
if you look at effectiveness versus biological effectiveness, if you take it as directed, it's almost 100% effective.
Right.
So a lot of people are really confused about that. You probably were as well,
Yeah,
right?
I was.
Yeah, so was I.
But then I was living with the expert.
Of course.
So for all those people out there as well, how long do you have to take PrEP before it becomes effective?
Oh, Chrissy, you've got all the good questions.
Oh, yes.
So it depends on who you are.
By the way, that's what PrEP looks like, those tablets there. I'm looking the
Where
other
are
way.
they?
Hang on. There.
We got them. Oh, there they are.
Oh, there they are.
Is that
There
branded?
they
PrEP?
are.
We don't like the branded version, but we let you live, Joel. Generics, please. They're cheaper. So for men who have sex with men, so cis, so if you're not trans, so if your gender identity is the same identity that you were allocated at birth, you can take 2 pills between 2 to 24 hours before sex, and then you just keep taking a pill until you have 2 sex-free days. So if it was for one sexual event,
Yes.
you would only need 4 pills. So 2 between 2 and 24 hours before you have sex, and then 24 hours after that dose, and then 24 hours after that dose.
Really?
So yes.
Wow, that's
so you can
very
take
good.
PrEP on demand. It's just as effective. Actually, some of the study data says effectiveness rates in open label extensions have been higher than previous, but again, biological effectiveness is 100%. But for trans people and trans women particularly, and cis women, you really need to take it daily. For
Why-
7
why is
days
that?
before, because the concentration of the 2 drugs in PrEP take longer to build up in the vaginal wall, so in that area than it does in the rectum.
Post-operative trans women.
Well, actually, it's not even so much to do with what bits you have. So if you've had a neo-vagina, so if you're a trans woman
Yes.
and you've actually had the surgery, the chances are that you've been also on feminizing hormones, so you'll have been on gender-affirming hormones. So there's not much data on trans people in PrEP studies, but what we do know is that feminizing hormones from a small study of like 12 people showed that the drugs are flushed out of the system, that they increase metabolism of the kidneys to flush out these 2 drugs. So in effect, if the kidneys are flushing that out quicker than in a cis man, then you would need to take it daily to get the full protection.
And
So it's a combination of things. So for people who don't fall within that general broad bracket, then obviously good advice from a health advisor.
And that's good to hear. So if a trans person who's had...
Especially in the presence of hormones, or a cis woman who's going through the menopause and taking hormones, she needs to definitely take it daily as well.
That's very important to know that.
So what's been the effect of PrEP on the gay community and on a whole?
Thank you for asking that question I was just about to ask.
That means get off my skirt, Mary. So if we look, so first of all, PrEP is not the only tool that you can use to prevent HIV.
Sure.
We know that people living with HIV, like me, who are on effective treatment and who are undetectable, can't pass on HIV. So that's hugely beneficial.
Yes, that's a question I was about to ask you. And the question can I ask the question
Yeah,
first?
you can jump in.
Okay, so somebody's on PrEP.
Yeah.
Question?
So they...
I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, you go. Oh, that's what they all say, dear. But anyway, so you're on PrEP.
Yeah.
You meet a person one person is on PrEP.
Yeah.
Your partner is HIV positive.
Yeah.
But not only are they just HIV positive, they're on treatment.
Yeah.
And what's it called?
Undetectable. U equals U.
U equals U, which is
Undetectable equals untransmittable.
so the chances of contracting HIV between you two is
Well, actually, let's separate it.
Yeah.
So, if for me, you wouldn't actually need to take PrEP because the partner study and the partner 2 study, you'd ever have a chance of a HIV infection occurring. But I'm game if you want to try like barebacking for 419 years.
You want to?
But ouch, bring the lube.
Again.
Please go in your dreams.
Oh.
So effectively, there is no risk from a person who's living with HIV and who's undetectable, and PrEP is almost 100%. So in those situations, actually, it's impossible to pass on HIV.
Right. Also, because and PrEP is a wonderful thing because again, I remember the days when people were dying of full-blown AIDS all the time, and I mean all the time. It's dreadful, especially in Birmingham where I live.
Yeah, man, I do as well.
Yeah. But nowadays, because we've got PrEP, and it works wonderfully, and we're stopping HIV infections, and then we've got a combination therapy which stops people from becoming what's the word I'm looking for? Full-blown
Infected.
AIDS.
Yeah, from developing AIDS.
So now, because of that, there is a lot of people out there who are going to sex parties. I know this is a separate thing altogether. Who are barebacking, who are then contract. Right, what are the figures on contracting gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia?
Why are you offering?
If you want. Again. But what I'm saying is what is the danger of antibiotics? Too many antibiotics. What is the danger in the future going to be compared to now?
Oh, okay, right. Let's pick this apart.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm going to come back to Lee's question about the effect of PrEP. We'll
Thank
get
you.
there, so we'll come back to that. So, first of all, we have some really big landmark moments with HIV. It first came on the scene about 1980, 1981. We started to see some gay-related cancers. It was called GRID back in the day. And then we had a test for it in 1984.
Right.
And so we saw lots of people being diagnosed because we had a functional test. And then people were dying, literally, you experienced that.
If you just remember where you are now in the conversation, right? This is what they used to say, because I was around in the early 80s and mid 80s. They used to say, do you know what? Don't have sex with Americans.
Yeah,
Disease.
yeah, for sure.
Then it became, because I was in Bradford, Leeds, don't have sex with Londoners, because it's come down. This is what they used to say. Yes, can you hear me, Papa? Can you hear me? Yeah, they used to say don't have sex with Londoners, and then it was don't have sex with people. That's what people actually used to say.
I mean, I understand that because in the absence of knowledge and data, because we didn't even know. First of all, we didn't know that HIV was a thing until around about 1983, 1984. We started to see what that virus was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't called HIV back then. It was the virus that caused AIDS. So, in the absence of any information, I can understand people trying to lock down the risk because people were terrible. It was fucking awful.
Of course it was, because
It's
you
an
didn't
awful
know.
fucking death.
Did you know what happened? I knew people who went to dinner parties and who were HIV positive, and they gave them plastic plates, paper plates.
Yeah.
And this is, it's horrific thinking about looking at it now, but they just did not know how these things are transmitted. And I have to say this, folks, I'm not usually the political type of person, but the Conservative Party at the time did not publicise about HIV and how you could get it and all information on HIV. They didn't do it until they did that Tombstone.
The John Hurt commercial.
Yes.
Also, the Reagan administration is going across the way. The Reagan administration completely ignored
Until
the AIDS
1987.
until Rock Hudson died, and Rock Hudson was a friend through Hollywood of both Reagan and his wife.
Yeah.
They completely and utterly ignored the entire fucking people were falling on the side, dying left, right, and centre. They completely ignored it, and it wasn't until fucking Reagan mentioned it. Thatcher ignored it. The entire Conservative government ignored it, the AIDS epidemic, and then they did the big scare tactic, which sent a shockwave through. It sent a shockwave, but moving forward, can I ask you a question, Greg? Question. Can I ask you a question? And it's a serious one too. So HIV and AIDS. Obviously, it was called the gay plague, and it was.
Well, it was called that.
Right. It was called the gay plague because it essentially affected
Decimated our community.
Yeah, completely. It essentially affected just gay people, but, and this is an important thing to note. There's a ticking time bomb in this country that no one's acknowledging at the moment. So imagine, if you will. I think the World Health Organization did a statistic. This was in 2008, so it's a long time ago. That said that I think it was about 82% of the sub-Saharan African population were infected by AIDS for different reasons, religious reasons, because of the Catholic Church, and also because the big pharmaceutical companies were keeping drug prices extremely high, and therefore they couldn't fucking get any kind of drugs to treat it. Anyway. There's been huge mass migration since then, and nobody coming into any of the European countries are checked for HIV. I mean, rightly or wrongly so. But imagine, if you will, a scenario, Greg, right? I'm going to throw it at you, right? there's a young girl out there. There's always girls always go out in threes, don't there? There's always the reasonably good looking one, isn't there? And the sort of mediocre looking one, and then there's always the one that's slightly insecure about because she's just maybe slightly overweight. Or whatever, and they're out in their local nightclub on a Friday night after a week at work, and they're having a dance or whatever. And one of the I don't know, someone that's travelled halfway across the world to get to a better place for a better life. God bless them, and fair play to them too. Are out also. They've been to Primark. They've got the best shirt on. And they've targeted, they can see the group of three girls, and they've gone over to the insecure one, and they've offered, for a dance. Next thing is, cut long story short, the back her and the fucking, right? And they're not having protected sex. She's on the pill. It's all good. Next thing is, she's infected. Now, straight people do not, unlike gay people, they don't ever think about going and getting themselves checked for, say, HIV or anything like that. They just don't do it.
Or is that the case? Is it the case these days?
I would say it's the case. I'd say they only find out if they go to get tested for something else, and then they find out. So, but they don't go to be not like gay men who go to get tested for HIV.
So there's several things on that. So we have what we call key populations or at-risk populations. And they vary depending on where you are. So in the UK, our at-risk populations are obviously men who have sex with men, so that's gay and bisexual men. Black African communities, because of the very things that you said, but we've been aware of those communities. There was a change in migration in the coming up to about 2002. So at the end of the noughties, there was a change in migration which saw that HIV diagnosis drop here, because there was a change in migration patterns from people from high prevalence areas. But we have been aware of that information within Black African communities particularly for about 20 years, maybe more. So actually a lot of our work not just focuses on gay and bisexual men, but we do a lot of work.
That's your work. That's your work.
But the general public, you're very right. So the general public, so your 17-year-old Becky from Croydon is probably not thinking, wow, HIV.
They need to be aware of it.
But probably your 17-year-old Becky from Croydon is not thinking about chlamydia, and that we know a lot of first-time sexual encounters. People will pick up STIs and just not test it for a long time, and even chlamydia for a young woman picking up chlamydia and undiagnosed chlamydia for an extended period of time can really impact.
Make you infertile.
Make you infertile.
It's not life-threatening.
So we have a much bigger. So you mentioned tombstone adverts, but HPV can be. So even like if we're not getting people vaccinated, even though most girls are now, but you mentioned the tombstone adverts. We haven't had anything that educated the general public since those adverts. And
I could not agree with you more, my friend.
We need to update it because it's a good news story, but also.
Well, they put the fear of God upon everybody. That's why. And can I throw something else at you, brother?
Yeah.
Now, gay men these days, right? They have this subconscious mentality, don't they? That says it's all right, it's okay. I can, if I've had unprotected sex, I can go tomorrow and get PEP, and it's okay because there's these magical pills that will help me fucking. The Tories. Sorry to use this to hijack this as a political, but the Tories are going to sell off the NHS. That's a fact. The big pharma's are going to come in, and the days where prescription fees are at a certain point are going to disappear. Right? Those prescription fees are going to be. You're going to end up paying to stay alive. I mean, in essence, that's what's going to happen. You're going to end up paying to stay alive. It's something you can get free or on prescription fee now on the NHS, i.e., PrEP. And prophylactic.
So we can actually, you can get PEP for free, but obviously we know in the UK, it depends where you live, and it's not free in England yet properly.
So when the time comes, brother, when it isn't free anymore, and you have to pay for it, then that's Judgment Day, innit?
Well, I mean, you don't have to go that far, because Chrissy asked about other STIs and what are they doing in the presence of PrEP and U equals U, but STIs are increasing like at an alarming rate. Some areas have seen 100 million appointment for sexual.
You are a Go Prime member.
Yeah, if you have their Dean Street Prime membership, but if you're just general Joe Blogs, it like those appointments disappear within like as soon as they go live. Yeah. So we're in a crippling state for sexual health in the UK for sure.
But I must say though, with the Dean Street Prime. Dean Street Express, they're very good there.
Amazing clinic.
Yeah, amazing clinic.
Where's that? Dean Street?
Dean Street, 56 Dean Street and Dean Street Express.
Yes, and you can, if you go, in fact, they're very good because they can give you a kit. They can give you a kit and you can go off and do your own swabs everywhere, and then you hand it in, and then they test it for you. But I have to say, in this day and age of, of people are taking PrEP, I have to say more people, I think, personally, because I'm spanning decades here, seem to be getting tested more nowadays.
Well, I think that answers, to go back to try and answer the question that you asked, in 1996 when HIV treatment came in, we saw people stopped being afraid of having sex. So we saw STIs started to rise like over 20 years ago. Yes. But for sure, I think if you're on PrEP, then you have to test every 3 months. So people are testing, and there's a different attitude towards it these days, for sure. For sure.
But you know what, just as a little sideline, do you know one other thing that seems to have like be nowhere near as bad as what it used to be? Crabs.
Yes, this is true. I think
Seriously?
All right.
Massive push though, so he's colonising the whole of the UK with his massive push.
But listen, once upon a time, years gone by, crabs was rampant.
I prefer lobster.
In your world, Chrissy, maybe you were.
How many times have you had crabs?
Twice.
Oh,
you liar.
How many times you had gonorrhea?
Twice.
I've had it 3 times.
Still got it.
Syphilis?
No, I've never had syphilis, but I've been treated for it because somebody said that.
Oh, that you had syphilis, but you'd rather have that. It's a sore injection up your ass, though, right? The treatment.
It wouldn't be the first time for him. Trust me.
You've just led me on to something else here now.
What?
No, Jesus, what?
Now,
I know, chlamydia?
No, well, that's in fact that's another one. That's a different one. But this is what happens now. People are going. People are getting messages these days going, oh, by the way, I've got gonorrhea. Oh, by the way, I've got chlamydia. By the way, I've got syphilis. So you go down to the clinic. The clinic will then say, actually, we're going to treat you for it, whether you've got it or not, as a prevention. Now, what are the effects of taking those antibiotics going to be in the future?
So that was your question. It's a really good question. So we hear in the press super gonorrhea. And do you know that?
Super gonorrhea.
That's my superhero name. Super gonorrhea.
It's becoming what's the word? It's becoming
resistant
to antibiotics.
So what they actually do now, so to give you some so first of all, most antibiotic resistance comes when antibiotics aren't used for the full course and aren't used appropriately, and a lot of that happens actually in India, where they're actually much easier to access. And also, you shouldn't be going to the doctor. You shouldn't be going to the doctor for an antibiotic for a cold because they don't work. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so it's true, gonorrhea has started to develop resistance. There was azithromycin and doxycycline. So they slightly changed what they'll treat you with. And the reason why they treat you is they're trying to knock on the head onward transmission. Yeah. But even if you haven't got gonorrhea, they will do a urethral swab or a rectal swab or a pharyngeal swab, and they will test for antibiotic resistance. So they'll give you that first line of treatment, and they'll send away a culture to the lab. And if you're negative, that's fine. But if it comes back with any kind of resistance, they'll give you the next line of treatment. Yeah. But it certainly is a big concern, because I think we might find ourselves one day ending up where, and actually super gonorrhea is not untreatable. It's just that it's on the last line of treatment now. So if it mutates and resists or develops any more resistance, we might have a problem.
Wow.
But rest easy, you're okay. And actually, do you know, here's the other thing, and it goes back to our community, and I'm speaking for the gays. We always end up getting terrified by super gonorrhea, but you know what it broke out in?
I've never been terrified by super gonorrhea ever.
When did it break? You want to start now?
I have never been fucking terrified by super gonorrhea.
But it was all in our gay press, and you know where it broke out? It broke out in straight sex clubs, sex on premises clubs, and swingers clubs in Leeds. So it was the
dirty
straights,
fucking
it was the
bastards.
Straights in Leeds, dirty bastards. And actually, it was seen in heterosexuals that travelled to Asia, and there was an outbreak there was an incident in Ibiza as well. But I do believe from the grapevine that there been some diagnoses in men who have sex with men, but I haven't got the data on it. But it's nothing to worry about just yet.
Okay.
Can I ask? Hi Caroline, how you doing, sweetheart? Lovely to see you.
Hi Caroline.
Can I ask anyone out there? There's a few. We've got to do a few hellos.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Say hello to Caroline, hello to Frank Farrell Jolie, hiya Rod Steele, hiya Anthony Balcock, hiya Glenn Connor, hiya Terry Walker, hiya Grace St James, hiya Timothy Adkins, hiya Salvatore Maggie, hiya Glenn Fallon, hiya Ian Castle, Gary Denley, Taswin, Flavio Van Leuders, Caroline Stu Duke, Gunther Hartje, Robert Grogan, Tory Brooks. I don't like your name, but I love you.
You're just reading out the telephone directory, aren't you?
Clive Keane, Kiri Kriakio, Dom Collins, how you doing, Dom? Good to see you, man. Gordon Duncan, John Beasley, Andrew Smith. Andrew Smith! My headphones rattling then. Anthony Jackson, Mark Openshaw, Anthony Zena. Hello, Anthony. How you doing, brother? Eddie Smith, Joyce King. How you, Joyce? How you doing, sweetheart? Jenny McCumber, Paul. I can't say your name. Lorna. Hello, babe. Lorna. Mwah. How you doing? Many more. Anyway, listen. Any questions you might have?
Any what?
Hang on, Joel, the producer's got a point.
The producer's on Grindr.
Oh.
Oh, Joel.
Look at this.
Oh,
little
looking
wrinkled
getting all
thing.
comfy now. Don't forget he's had twatted you with the light earlier.
I know. I forgive him. If he's
Oh,
not
bet
good.
you do.
I got a text from Dean Street Prime the other day saying HIV rise in youngest gay men at Dean Street. Now,
Hey, Matthew.
So what would you have to say about that?
What was it again? Say it again.
So HIV is actually rising in youngest gay men at Dean Street. So let's deal with the stats. So you asked about the effect of PrEP. So PrEP is part of combination prevention, as well as testing, treating.
So
condoms.
young gay men.
Yeah. So let me give you the data first, and then let's talk about the pockets where people are being left behind. So I think I've got this data right. So in the last 3 years, the Public Health England figures have shown 28% drop in HIV in England. That's being driven by it's not a good news story for everyone. So Latinx, Latino, Latin, so South American, gay men, it's not dropping there.
What's the X bit? Latino.
Well, it's these with Latinas and Latinos, so you get both for
okay.
Latinx, so it's a way of being all-encompassing. So in that community, it's not dropping, and we know that particularly in 18 to 21-year-olds, it's not dropping.
What's that?
So
Why do you think that
we
is?
don't have relationship and sex education. Those people are not socially mobile. They don't have disposable income. They don't have access to information. They can't buy PrEP if they don't want it. They don't know about PrEP. They don't know what Uigosumi means. We could have we talked about Becky from Croydon. We might have Kevin from Croydon, who really has no idea about what it means and what risk is, finding himself that he's not in a really, probably doesn't have risky sex where he lives, but he might come into bank holiday weekend and he might end up at a chemsex party in Clapham, and then you're suddenly in that risk group of these people who are so much more experienced and so much more active than you. So there are a plethora of reasons, but Dean Street, and this is the ridiculous thing again, Dean Street have no PrEP impact trial places left, so they're actually fundraising to pay for PrEP to give it for free to these 18 to 25-year-olds. Kind of outrageous, right? There is no mention of PrEP or sexual health budgets in the Tory manifesto, just saying.
Because they're cutting them, that's why.
So, Aurel,
But anyway,
do you want to come over and ask a question?
dumb. Question.
Come over and ask a question.
Take the microphone with you. Take the microphone with you. Take the microphone with you.
You got a
Arel.
board, you can't.
Arel. Take the microphone with you.
So this is Aurel III.
Apparently for you,
Not to be mistaken for his father, who's Aurel II from the Bronx.
Is he really Orwell III? And is your father
No,
really
actually,
Orwell
he
II?
made the year.
His
come up with
father's
the name.
Aurel II from the Bronx. His father's. Oh yes.
According to him,
Yes.
my father is black.
We're going to do a reveal party on that. Don't say nothing.
Really?
So then, we're joined by, if you want to get into camera, Aurel.
Oh, shy.
Watch Greg's. He's got hands like an octopus. And is there a question you want to ask?
I'm not
Greg?
Donald Trump.
About PrEP.
About PrEP, any sexual health matters. Keeping in mind where you work.
Well,
Oh,
because
where to work?
Chariot sauna.
Ah, so you're the epicenter of rising STIs in the UK.
Actually, it
the
is,
eye of the
indeed.
storm.
Indeed, actually it is, because a lot of people they do without condoms. Even they, literally we see them took in like a handful of condoms and lube, but we find them on the floor, literally unused.
Well, I mean, I do use condoms, but I mainly use them when I rip the top off and use the bottom as a cock ring. That's the only time I ever use a condom, to be fair.
I know, but
I said it.
I mean, a lot of people they take PrEP. Well, not a lot of people, but a lot of people they find out that PrEP is preventing to take HIV, but still they're rushing having without condoms. Because literally, when Colin Stewart said that I think that because you take PrEP, you're literally now you are safe from any other diseases that exist, of gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, and the others over there. Why people they rush into literally using without having sex without using condom, bareback, literally. I mean,
Okay, so I have a standard, like with my professional hat on answer to that. So for me, it comes down to supporting people do what they want to do, but responsibly and with the least amount of unwanted outcomes. So, it's all about then personal acceptable level of risk. So for me, and that's I'll speak for me, and then you can speak for you or whatever. So for me, I've already got HIV, and I manage that quite well, and it doesn't bother me, and I take my meds, and I haven't had too much stigma. But I've dealt with that. That's a diagnosis that's with me for life. I wouldn't particularly like to get hepatitis C. Like, it would be a bit of a pain in the ass, but you can cure it in 12. But you can cure it in 12 weeks. And bacterial STIs, me and my mindset and how I work is like, if I ride the tube in winter, if I not ride it as in like buckaroo sex, if I take the tube at winter, I'm probably going to get a cold because there's lots of cold floating around. My attitude is the same to my sexual health. If I have sex, and I don't even have to have a lot of sex, I just have to have sex with someone who's having a lot of sex in order to be at risk of picking up an STI. So for me, I'm like, you know what? It's a little bit shitty, not my sex, the fact that I might get an STI, but I'll deal with it. Yeah. But for other people, I always douche. I'm a very tidy, versatile boy.
Right. Carry on.
So, if you're not careful, I'm going to douche all over you.
Right. Go on.
So, but for some people, the idea, and Joel
Brown girl in the rain.
Chris, shut the fuck up, man.
Anyway, for some people, the thought of getting like gonorrhea is terrifying and really upsetting for them. And in that case, then we would talk to them about ways to reduce the chance of getting it. But ultimately, I'm like, you know what? You live.
What a load of claptrap.
Shut up, sticky dick. But like you lived in a time when people were literally fucking dying of this awful fucking plague. So I think it's really difficult to ask people who've lived in the shadow of one of the most traumatic health conditions the world has ever seen to be as terrified of gonorrhea as they are about this thing that could kill you in the worst ever death. And back in the day, when people were first coming into clinics, they were dead within 4 months in the early 80s. I'll live a normal lifespan now if I don't die partying, but
she'll upset me.
but up to you. So how do you feel about like if you picked up gonorrhea?
I take PrEP every single day. Because
has it affected your sex life?
No, it hasn't. But the thing is that the fact that I take PrEP doesn't mean that I don't use condom.
Do you still use condom?
Yes, still I use condom because not everyone is out there. Let's have a bareback, And I respect every person's decision regarding yes, we do safe or not safe, but I do most of the time safe. But I do bareback only with the person that I know that is friends with benefits.
And see, this is a sensible way of trying to reduce chances of picking up. So I would fully support that as well.
Yeah, because I know that person. When I know his health screen, how he is.
Is that me hearing?
So in the last over 12 months, just over a year, I've had sex on 5 different occasions. Like I hardly ever have sex because I'm too fucking busy. No, thank you very much, madam. But in the last 5 times I've had sex, I've picked up an STI 3 times. But gonorrhea twice and Shigella once, which is really fucking annoying. Considering I never have sex.
What is that?
Shigella. It's my
Isn't that some sort of Brazilian guy who goes out on the village?
Oh my god, you've never heard of Shigella?
No.
So first of all, it's not Shangela from All Stars. It's just to be clear.
Hi, Shangela.
So Shigella is an STI you pick up predominantly from rimming. So you get it in it's contained in feces, really, and it's a form of eat shit and die. See what I did there? So basically, it's something that you pick up from rimming or.
Really.
What's wrong with rimming?
Nothing wrong with it. But
we love a good
we've got a mixed audience, and I'm just trying.
Can I just say, people, you get
it's
it, especially when you live in Rimini. I have to say.
Anyway, it's a really bad form of dysentery, basically. So you will have very bad diarrhea. It's mainly diarrhea, and it can be quite. I know the abs are banging.
Is this a new thing?
No, Shigella's been around for a while. No,
Never.
You might have actually had Shigella and not realised. And actually, it's quite infectious as well.
I am
so-
Shigella. Have you got a
quite-
light there?
So, people, if you have a really dicky tummy after sex, you might have Shigella.
Did you see that?
I know, he's really violent, this wrinkle twink.
Fucking slung a fucking light at me head. Yeah, Joe, cut the fucking
It's all
ball, you
just
twat.
literally anarchy. The armchair anarchist.
Fucking
I know. First with the lights and now with the lighter.
fucking
What
slung
is
it, fucking
next?
look at that now. Fucking ah!
Be careful.
Which is
Shall we go back to
burn.
talking about rimming? Because that was safe.
Rimming and
Fucking
rimming.
dickhead. I'm fucking. That's what you get slung back at you as well, you knob.
But in your
Fucking-
opinion now,
My
right,
expert opinion.
the
Fuck.
positive effects of PrEP, do you think that's outweighs everything else, or do you think we need to be keeping an eye on everything else, or we need more education on certain aspects of sexual health?
It's slinging it at me.
Well, I can't deny that like other STIs are certainly a concern, and we do work around trying to reduce those incidents. But it's really hard to do anything when your fucking sexual health when your sexual health services are being crippled by austerity. It's really
Sure,
hard.
but
But
then-
yeah,
For the
we
past 12
definitely-
years.
we definitely need to. We definitely need to do something. Making appointments available for people to go to, but also, you know, the best way of reducing the volume of infections in our networks is encouraging everyone to test regularly, because the more you diagnose and the more you treat, then the volume of infections within our network starts to fall. So if you're not
Yes.
testing and you're not treating, you don't stand a chance.
Right, so when people say, and I'm saying to you this because you never hear the actual thing being said.
Mel Gregory
When
asked,
people
are they
turn
Viagra?
around and say, oh, you must get tested, go and get tested, why should people get tested?
Because it's always better to know. And actually, for me, when I first got diagnosed with HIV, one of the first things that went through my mind was, oh my god, I hope I haven't given it to anyone else. And okay, you know, gonorrhea and syphilis, chlamydia, you know, we kind of generally talk about those, so I'm not too bothered, and I don't mind telling people that I've picked that up to make sure that they know.
Yeah.
So it's always better to know. And also, like, if you present late with syphilis, like, it can cause some really serious brain infections and
Henry
eye.
VIII.
Yes, exactly. And like gonorrhea is not pleasant particularly either. If it starts to get really symptomatic, like if you get like a drippy dick or snot poo and all that horrible stuff.
Hiya, Mum.
We've all been. Hi, Lee's mum.
Hi, Mum. You
Get
alright?
yourself down sexual health clinic, get a little tip. Encouraging everyone to do it.
I've not got a drippy dick, just so you know.
He's got a drippy dick.
She
he did.
probably now she's like really shocked when you.
The night is young, though.
All this. I mean,
But do you know what? Hold on. Here's another statistic for you. HIV is rising in heterosexuals over the age of 50. Because they're not taking the pill,
What
they
are you
don't
looking
worry
at me
about
for?
contraception because you're
What are you looking at
blatantly a
me for?
straight woman
I'm
over the age of
28.
50. But yeah, so actually people my mum's age are actually, there's been an increase in HIV transmission in that
Is your
group.
mum watching?
Hi mum! I hope you don't have a sticky dick.
Well, Greg, before anything else, I personally want to say, and I mean it sincerely, I do honestly do, fucking much respect, man, because you fucking stepped out the fucking mould, man, and at a time when it wasn't cool to, and started screaming about the fact that you were diagnosed, and you wanted to do something about it. And with that in mind, man, I have to say, on behalf of all of us, a round of applause for Greg. Greg's one of the...
Joe.
A thousand Gregs makes up for a million
You get
people.
these trainers in again, 'cause I love these trainers. I want a pair.
And don't throw that light at him. Put it down.
reminds me of him, Lee. If you remind me of his shoes.
Oh.
or his drippy dick.
Oh.
They're bright green.
Well, can we ask?
What's happened to your yellow
Orange,
shoes?
Yellow, whatever it was.
Yeah, wear them out
Now it's got the
quickly.
blue ones.
So we're going to get Greg to join in on our next bit.
Oh yeah. So
For our
well, folks, if you get any questions about sexual health, please, we have got an expert here who can fucking help you in some way. So please message in. Arel the third, not mistaken, for Arel the second, whose father's from.
the Bronx.
We'll help you with these questions. He'll be finding them at Greg. But in the meantime, thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
For fucking my mum sat there as we speak. My mum is sat there
Sorry,
now,
Lee's mum. Sorry.
like that.
What, is she Baby Yoda?
No, she's just sat there like that.
I'll be getting the phone
shocked.
call off.
She's
his
not going to
mum.
move for about 3 weeks.
Should we go to Chris?
She'll be
Exactly.
fucking mortified.
She literally mortified regarding this.
She'll be fucking mortified.
Oh yeah.
Right, but before, I think it's time. I think it's time for the drum roll. I think it's time. I've kept them long. We've kept them waiting long enough.
Have we?
Okay, come and join us, brother.
Okay, we will do in a minute. Just tell us about the lead up to what we're going to talk about.
Right, folks, it's like this. We shouted, didn't we, Chrissy?
Oh, yes.
We shouted loudly and we shouted long. We said we want another Essential reunion. And you know what? We fucking got it because we shouted loud and hard. Then we said, hang on, Essential's not going to be any good without Morning Glory.
What's the story?
Didn't we say that, Chrissy?
Oh, yes.
And what happened was, the council, they fucking uffed and they puffed and they tried desperately to blow the fucking house down. But you know what? Nigel Martin Smith, man, held his fucking bottle, stuck in there, yeah? Something to you tonight.
Because I want to know it. Do you know why?
Go on, what? You go to the Theatre Impossible opposite the Albert Hall, directly fucking facing. It was impossible for us to tell you where it was, folks, at the time, because it was impossible to say it, but we hinted. Oh, did we hint, Chrissy?
Oh, we hinted.
We fucking hinted, didn't we? We were hinting like a pair of fucking... Hinters.
But
Yes.
But does that mean that we don't have a bus going there?
So basically, all you got to do is you got to walk across the road to Theatre Impossible. Now, let me tell you the details about the Theatre Impossible. It's confirmed, folks. Morning Glory is happening. Have we got a drum roll again, Joel, for this? No, listen.
Yeah.
Would you like to know who's playing on Morning Glory? Right, here's the details,
What's the
folks.
story?
It's Morning Glory. Share this, folks. Share it.
Share's playing. Share's DJing.
Share it or I'm not telling you. Share it or I'm not telling you. Share it or I'm not telling you, because we're as excited as you are, because it got confirmed. Last week it was supposed to be confirmed, right? Last week it was supposed to be confirmed, and it didn't get confirmed because the council were being big fucking Boris Johnsons about it. Bellends. And they were fucking being absolute big Boris Johnsons about it. Nipples, right? They couldn't fucking confirm it. But Nigel fucking stuck to it, man. He kept his nose down to the grind. So basically,
Nigel's nose in grinder.
you can tell him that.
Like taking your drunk at the bingo. After the
I was just
bingo.
asking. Oh, Nigel, was your nose in grinder? I felt like calling then, didn't I? Oh, Chrissy darling, it was amazing. It was amazing, Chrissy darling.
So Morning Glory's on, folks. Morning Glory's on, and it's at the Theatre Impossible, which is directly facing the Albert Hall. Is there, right? And you walk across the road, right, pissed up, and you walk into the door. Now, here's the thing you need to know, and you need to tell all of your friends about this, because you need to spread this word, because there's some important details you need to know. From 3:30 onwards, right, it's the Funky House Room with Alan Stevens, Joshua Cole, and Alistair Millett. Then at 4 o'clock in the morning,
4 o'clock.
the Bouncy House Room opens.
I'll be in bed by 10.
Oh, you won't. You'll be there, and you know you're going to be there, because
Only
I'll
if
be
I'm
there
with
with you.
Mel.
And so will Arel the third, not speaking for Arel the second, who's
Only if
from
I'm with Mel.
the Bronx. And Joe Ryde will be there. We'll be there with our microphones and our cameras, filming you all in whatever state you're in. You'll be being filmed. You'll be going out live to the world.
No one said.
It was going to be pretty. And then from 4 o'clock onwards, it's Bouncy House Room, and it opens with DJ Aphrodite. Yeah, baby, she's got it. She's Aphrodite. She's the bouncy queen of Manchester. And then it's Nigel Harrison and Scott Walker.
Ooh, nice.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Admission is by ticket only. You can't pay on the door, folks. So here's the key thing you need to take note of right now. You cannot pay on the door. No point turning up on the night at fucking half 3 or whatever.
Favours.
4 o'clock. Sexual favours. Nothing's going to work.
I used to do that.
It depends. You might be able to get 1 or 2 people in. So Chris is open to sexual favours, but yeah, no.
Oh, yes.
It's ticket only,
Especially
folks.
Frank's,
Now here's the thing. You can't pay on the door. Chrissy, serious moment
Can't
here.
pay on the door, the ticket's going to be gone.
Tickets.
Unless you're a competition winner. but
The
nobody's saying
tickets.
anything
The
about
tickets
that.
are going to go on sale. The tickets are going to go on sale tonight at 10 o'clock on Skiddle. Early bird tickets are £12. The general release tickets are 15. The VIP tickets means one, you can queue jump, and believe me, there's going to be a fucking big queue. and the VIP area on the bouncy, what the bits?
One second, Emma Leonard is asking
she's-
you to answer the phone.
Answer the phone.
Emma, the phone
Oh
is
no,
not
is it
with
me?
us.
Oh no!
He's not with us, I'm afraid.
no.
Apparently, he forgot the phone. God knows.
Babe,
where.
I left I left the phone in the
So,
other
yeah,
house.
Do not call that number, please.
Sorry, it's my fault. I accept responsibility. But listen, before you need to take these points in because it's important. It's
Even Mel is trying to call.
they all try to call, yeah.
No one guest list.
That's it.
Babes, you got some guest list, babes.
Exactly.
Um,
Please do not call that number.
It's ticket only. The tickets go on sale on Skiddle tonight at 10 o'clock. So you need to. But here's the thing: there's only 1,000 tickets, and you're gonna have 3,500 people all desperately trying to get one of them tickets. You have to get your ticket tonight. Don't blame us when you've got no ticket. Don't blame us because last time we got loads of shit. Oh, I can't get any tickets. They're all sold out. It's your own fault. You should have followed the Armchair Anarchists. It's your own fault.
Billie Jean says, send them to me. I may be more expensive, but my TripAdvisor review show I'm worth it.
Fair play, Billie Jean. Good to see you, my friend.
Billie
Billie
Jean.
Jean. There's Billie Jean's number. Just follow this number out. Follow this number here.
And Daniel Harrison said that Morning Glory tracksuit needs to be made now.
Daniel, we've seen you.
So he's got a second outfit that he needs to be made for.
For this night, Daniel Harrison designed his own tracksuit, yeah?
Yes.
Sent it off to be made, and it's being made for the night. We can't wait to see you. You better be on the red carpet with us, Daniel, so we can fucking film you when you've got it on.
You can't call our number this week because we don't have it, but you can call Billie Jean if you like.
Billie Jean.
Is not my lover.
Billie Jean's number.
Billie Jean's an escort friend of ours who basically she's a sponsor of the show.
Daniel.
Oh, hi, Billie Jean.
And she offers personal services.
Yeah, she had to work a week in hand as well.
Yeah, and hand being the opposite word. So, just to recap, folks, yes, Morning Glory is fucking on! I've seen the place. I went to see it with Nigel. The place is fucking amazing, by the way. It's fucking outrageous. It is amazing.
Daniel Harrison, stop doing cartwheels in bloody Manchester.
It's fucking... The place is amazing, honestly.
He's doing cartwheels in the hospital.
We can't be. What's he in hospital
Because he's so
for?
fucking excited about this news.
Daniel, tell us what you're in hospital for. You're in A&E. Don't be doing bloody cartwheels and suing us because of all that. So we want to know why you're there.
So, basically...
Find a sexy guy over there.
At 3:30 a.m. in the morning, the Funky House Room starts with Alan Stevens, Joshua Cole, Alistair Millett. Please, are you talking about a fucking lineup? Bore the fuck off. It's outrageous.
Excuse me, where's my Nigel Harrison?
I'm coming up to it, dickhead. Shut up. Then at fucking 4 o'clock, it turns into the bouncy house room. It opens up, and then you've got Aphrodite. She's
got it.
Yeah, baby, she's got it. She's opening the room, and then after Aphrodite, it's Nigel Harrison.
I'm very shy.
And then it's Scott Walcott. But admission is by ticket only. I have to say this to you again so you can reiterate.
Unless-
The tickets go on sale tonight at 10 o'clock. If you don't get your tickets, then I'm afraid, folks, don't fucking come trying to beg us for a blowjob and all the rest of it to try and get in.
I think Chrissy will be available for that.
Yeah, but you still be there as well. Don't be going to...
I know him, yeah.
Yeah, both of you.
But we might have a... Lee, we might have a little competition, mightn't we?
We won't, no.
No, we'll have a little competition maybe for the odd ticket, you never know.
Well, let's see who turns up.
Who's giving the best blowjob or what?
No, for a ticket.
Yeah,
But you
exactly,
can-
who's giving the best
Can we just, sorry boys, can we just reiterate, you cannot pay on the door. No. It's ticket only. They go on sale tonight at 10 o'clock, skiddle.com. Early bird tickets are £12. General release tickets are £15. The VIP, which means that you get to queue jump, you get the VIP area on the bouncy house floor with private toilets and table service. Those are £20, those tickets.
Private toilets. Wow.
So your VIP ticket, which is £20, which is fair play. It means you get queue jump. It means you
And
get the
5
VIP.
minutes with Chris Darling.
Yeah, and 5 minutes, Chris Darling.
Oh, yes!
10 minutes.
I would pay £50 not to have 5 minutes of Chrissy. It's like a £50 ticket where Chrissy leaves you alone all night. Yeah, I'm here for that.
Me too, by the way. Me too.
Do you know what, Greg?
So yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Mark.
three tickets, early bird tickets.
Mark, it says I'll buy a ticket and still offer it to Joe.
Oh, Joe's getting a little fan club going. Greg's part of it for the start off.
I'm so jealous.
Is the wrinkled twink getting a fan club?
The wrinkled twink. The wrinkled twink, Chris. Trademark.
He stole it off me, but you can have it.
Oh, that's great.
He is the ultimate wrinkle twink.
Yeah, so join me, Aurel the third officer taking for Aurel the second, who's from the Bronx, Chrissy Darling, and the wrinkled twink.
It's gonna stick, isn't it? It's gonna stick. Joel Ryder hashtag.
You can join us at Morning Glory. But here's the thing: the tickets, the three sets of tickets. I'll tell you again. You can only get in by ticket. I have to reiterate this because I don't want shit coming back to me because I know I'm going to get fucking people complaining when they've contacted wherever and they've realised all the tickets sold out. It happened last time. All the tickets sold out. Then I started getting messages. Chrissy got messages. Aurel got messages. Joel got messages. It's like we ain't got no tickets. It's not our fault. You should have been watching the Armchair Kiss. It's your own fucking fault.
Exactly.
Who is it?
Hang about. I've got to answer this because it's DJ Aphrodite.
She's got it.
DJ Aphrodite on the phone.
Baby, she's got it.
Hang about. Let me turn this up because it's DJ Aphrodite as we fucking live and breathe.
No.
Special guest.
Morning Glory, but here's the thing, the tickets, the three sets of tickets.
Hang on, that's me.
You gotta close the Facebook page.
You have to close the Facebook page.
Hang about.
Mel, I'm really sorry, Mel. Is doing this.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know where is it.
It's supposed to be answering your phone call. Why is it like I'm eating prep? Oh, you got it.
Yeah. Anyway, the early bird tickets are £12, right?
Can you call again, Mel?
General release tickets are £15, and the VIP tickets,
So
which
how many numbers?
there's only 1,000 tickets for Morning Glory now. When you consider there's 3,500 people that are going to be doing the actual essential reunion, that means that at least 2/3 of the people are going to be.
There you go.
Sorry, I can't talk to you right now. I've got a very important guest. I've only got 1% battery. 1% battery.
Oh.
Mel, I've only got 1% battery. Is this DJ Aphrodite?
Hello?
Is this DJ Aphrodite on the phone right now?
DJ Aphrodite on the phone right
Oh my God! It's confirmed, babe. To you're opening for the bouncy house.
I just thought I'd ring and say hello.
Right. Say hello, Greg. This is Mel.
Hi, Mel.
Morning Glory.
So Mel, before you go, I've got 1% of my battery in case it go. Oh shit! Hang on.
Okay, go on.
Babe, how do you feel about being the person? How do you feel about being the person that's going to open the bouncy house?
I could fucking shit in my hands and clap. That's how I feel.
Oh, don't!
I feel
She could
fucking
shit in her hands and clap. She says.
made up.
So listen, basically that means that you've got the basically you've got the star guest spot of the entire night.
Well, I think so, yeah.
I don't.
Tune of Morning Glory. I think I have.
You're going to be so Mel. Just to reiterate, so what happens is, after all these years where there's not been a single tune played for the bouncy house people that love your fucking sets, you are going to be the person that plays the very first opening tune in Morning Glory.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Did you say?
The very first tune at the first reunion of the first Morning Glory. Are you going to be playing the first tune? Is that what you're saying?
I am definitely going to be playing the first tune.
And do you know what it is yet? Have you decided?
I have no idea. I never did. I wouldn't tell you lot.
Oh, you tell me.
I'd tell you, of course I would.
But you know what? It wouldn't even matter because I wouldn't.
It's a surprise. I might do a little poll and see what everybody wants.
Right, folks, you listening to this? Anyone out there who's a Morning Glory fan yet?
What's the story?
Morning Glory fans, Morning Glory fans out there, yeah. Morning Glory fans out there. If you have got a particular tune that you think Mel should play, you're going to put a poll up on the Essential Forever site, and please go to the link for the Essential Forever and click on the poll as to what tune you think Mel should open Morning Glory with.
Yeah, do it. I'm going to stick it on now.
Mel's going to stick it on right now.
I'm going to do it now. I'm going to let you go and continue with your show.
DJ Aphrodite, it's been an absolute pleasure. I love you.
I love you more than the world.
Well, I love you. Plus that. But yeah.
I'm going to go now. Enjoy the show, and I will put a post on.
All right, love you.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.
She's got it.
Well, it's fucking all happening here tonight, folks. We've got like superstar DJs phoning us up in the middle of our broadcast. If you've got a tune that you think Mel should play at the beginning of the Bouncy House set in Morning Glory.
I have. You are the cheeky boy. We are the cheeky girls. Yeah.
Have you got a sound for Tumbleweed?
With your hair track. We should have that.
Right, with that in mind, folks, we'll come back to that. With that in mind.
That's for next week.
Okay, we've got no time for Hit or Shit this week, but I think we've got time for a couple of questions for Anarchist.
Okay, Anarchist. Question.
Do you want to sit up here, madam?
You stay up there.
On my high horse.
Ready?
I was born ready, honey.
Always
Sorry.
Anarchistan.
I was born ready.
Anarchistan. It's
She's got the
Anarchistan.
cramps. Oh, sorry.
Arel the third, not mistaken for Arel the second, whose father's from the Bronx. Have you got questions? Have we got this week for Anarchist Anne?
Yes, we have. This week also.
Do you want to glamorous, by the way?
Oh, fantastic.
Not too close, motherfucker.
You should be happy that I was standing next to you, though.
Honey, I need injections for you sat next to me.
You forgot your makeup.
Don't hate.
I'm not.
That's not my makeup, darling. That's Greg's.
Are you sure?
Shut the fuck up and give me the question. Oh my God!
Mark
Joel.
Joel. Mark Harding said he'll buy a ticket and he'll still offer it to Joel.
Yes.
I think he's talking about blowjobs.
Oh.
Just to let you know.
Be careful of
And
your face,
Emma
though.
said that
Violent.
you have to be VIP ticket.
Well, he said. Oh,
yes.
Lee, that comment sucks.
Oh God.
What do you expect for free? Why can't I see myself on camera? Oh, there you go.
There's
There's no people. There's no people. They smile when they have to.
Have you finished?
No, I'm not finished. I'm English. Go on.
Talking of Finland, Joel did go to Finland this week, but anyway,
Huh?
we'll come back to that.
You went to Finland?
You did.
Yes.
Oh, they've got some blonde people up there, haven't they? Oh, sexy.
Anarchist Anne, what questions have we got for Anarchist Anne this week?
Dear Anarchist Anne, my name is Sponge Bobbicia.
What?
Sponge Bobbicia. What?
What?
Is that like Bye Felicia for SpongeBob?
Oh, Sponge Bobbicia. Yeah.
22 from Woodford-Disworthy.
Okay.
Woodford-Disworthy.
Okay, yeah.
Devon.
In Devon. Okay.
Yeah, no, Devon, Devon, fair enough, yeah.
I didn't do very well at school.
Okay.
In fact, you could say I messed up big time.
Okay.
But now,
It happens, doesn't it?
Happened to me, brother. Happened to me.
but now I want to return to my old school in Woodford-Disworthy.
What?
I'm not sure if they come
Just
with
say it,
different names.
Where?
She wants to,
Woodford-Disworthy.
she wants to return to her old school.
Yes.
Oh, right,
They
okay.
came one with the education.
Okay.
I had a bit of a bad reputation at school, but I've changed my ways
Did we
now.
all?
Oh, I had a terrible reputation
That
in
I have
school.
Jesus
Terrible,
in my
Chris.
life.
Terrible.
She's got Jesus in her life. She's got Jesus in her
Oh,
life.
me too.
Yeah,
Me
there you go.
too.
No, that's Jesus. He's a dancer from Boxing.
Amen.
He's in your arse, not your life.
Every time I mention going back to school, everyone around me says, I think, are you fucking crazy, bitch?
Oh.
And
Before you say anything, what a negative thing to say
Awful,
to
Chris.
people.
Slut shaming.
Slut
slut
shaming.
Mental health shaming.
Mental health shaming as well. It's just awful.
Why can't people go back to school?
It's awful. I'd like to go back to
We
school.
want the youth of today
to burn it down,
to do
right?
well in life. Go on. Sorry.
and also, sit the fuck down, fool.
Is that what they said to her?
Here's some lovely
Sit the fuck
friends.
down, fool.
Yes.
Oh, there's some foul-mouthed bastards
Awful,
out there.
Chris.
I don't know why they are so harsh on me. Surely they want to see me succeed in life, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Please help Anarchist Aunt.
No, we will. We are going to help on this because
yeah.
we want the youth of today to do very well.
Well,
Very harsh.
very well.
Yes.
I want them to do well. I mean, there's
Oh,
nothing.
by
More,
the
there's
way-
nothing.
Oh,
Me and
oh.
Chrissy have long and deep cut, and Joel and Narelle, the not for Arel second,
Yeah.
his fan from the Bronx. And me and Greg, weirdly enough, before we're talking about the fact that we want the children of today to
Yes.
do well.
I believe the children are the future.
And yeah, teach
Right,
them
Whitney.
well and let them lead the way.
Oh, by the way,
Oh.
I shot dead over 200 pupils at my former school, including all the teachers.
Puppies!
I was
Say that again. Say that again. Oh, by the way, what?
Oh, by the way, I shot dead
Right.
over 200 pupils.
Pupils. Pupa. Oh, pupils. What? Pupils.
Excuse me, I'm fucking
I know what
European.
Listen. You're doing very well.
Thank you.
Right? But what I'm saying is, you have to get the words right. If you get a word
I
wrong.
don't have to.
I thought you said puppies. Yes,
I
you do.
thought you said puppies.
Well, this is pupils.
Children.
So start again then. Oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way, I shot dead over 200 children
Oh.
at my former school, including all the teachers.
Oh.
I was jailed indefinitely without parole, and they closed the school down and turned it into a memorial.
Oh.
That should change anything? Should I?
And what's the name again?
SpongeBob Shia.
Honey. That's a very ghetto name, by the way. Honey, listen. We was rooting for you.
I was
right?
rooting for you.
We were rooting for you.
Oh, because
we want to get back into education. I've got to say this to you. You shot dead fucking 200 people, including all your bloody teachers. What the hell do you think they're going to do? You're in prison, you daft cunt. Listen, get the fuck on with your sentence, right? I don't give a shit. Die in prison, fuck off.
You alright, Chris? Or what?
No.
You alright? Get some vodka. Get some vodka. Go. What's the name? Listen, SpongeBob, you fucking upset Chris here now. Are you alright, brother? What?
I can't believe it. Listen, you're the fucking worse than Fred and Rosemary West. You've killed 200 people, including all you, and they want to go back to school. No one decided to sit the fuck down, you fucking psycho.
Yes, you're fucking right. So anyway, SpongeBob, I hope that's helped you in some way to deal with your problem of fucking shooting 200 people.
But how do they get this out? How do they get bloody links to the outside world?
Have they messaged us, for fuck's sake?
God.
Listen, I'm not being funny. Can you remove yourself from our fucking from our Facebook group, please, SpongeBob? You
Can I just
fucking
say,
weirdo. I
before
bet
we go
you
any
vote
further,
fucking Tory as well.
I've had Jesus in my life. Now, when I say Jesus, right?
I've seen him.
His name was Jesus. He was a dancer in Vauxhall, right? I had him in well, all right, I knew him very well. But when these people turn around and they go, do you know what? I think it's not even probation anymore, is it?
No,
what is it?
You don't, Chris, they get that out. They get that out. They're on
don't
fucking London.
understand
They're on
it.
fucking London Bridge. Fucking stabbing people.
I don't
with
understand
big-
this.
I don't get it. I don't get it, Chris. SpongeBob, listen, do us a favour. From us, all of us here, and I'm trying to kiss. Fuck off and die.
Yeah, like
so-
fucking victims did.
Yeah.
But anyway, right. Next question.
Dum. Question.
We have got the Queen of Prep themselves here. Do you want to answer this next question?
Go on, shoot for your life.
So we're gonna have.
I didn't mean that.
Greg, shame.
Can mean a couple of things in Greg's case.
Shame.
Go for your life, I meant go for your life.
Right. Then Anarchist on. My name is Adedagbo.
What?
Adedagbo.
Show me.
Adi
Where?
Darko.
Where's the where? Oh, Adidagbo. Ah, go ahead, tell to your God. Oh, I know that name. Adidagbo.
You will lose your life today.
From Burley.
Yes, we're somewhere.
From Burley, Bradford.
Barley and Bradford, that's where I was born.
Barley?
Ah, Adidagbo. I know your brother. Oh, sorry. No, I know. I think I know your father is, because there's only like 3 Nigerians on there. But that's one of them.
I'm sure you know the father.
Yeah, his father. I know his father.
Inside out.
Now go and tend to your guts. Oh, sorry. Tom.
My parents are so selfish.
Do you know what? Selfish parents. Why?
I don't know, Chris.
You want the most for your kids.
They'll lose their lives today.
But yeah, if you're selling them.
Yeah, but you get a good price. It doesn't matter.
No. You want the best for your kids,
Yes.
don't you?
Yeah.
That's all you want. That's all you want.
They want to emigrate to Australia.
Which is a nice place to go, by the way. It's
She's
warm.
lovely.
Standard of living.
Neighbours
is
come
better.
from there. Yeah, it's
My
got a
brother
nice
moved there
warm
in the
seas, got
70s.
Lovely beaches.
Mm-hmm.
Get a nice tan.
Well, it's getting cancelled.
So yeah, I mean, she's
My
fine.
dad has secured a great engineering job, and my mother has been offered a great job in medicine.
So can I just check? Is this person 18, 18 or 80, 80?
No, he's 18 already.
Oh, I thought you said 80. I was like, your parents are dead.
he-
Sorry, carry on.
Are his parents alive? What?
No, he's 18, 18. Okay, right. Okay. So.
Having given up her career to have me.
His mother?
Yes. My dad says he will get me on an apprenticeship with him after I failed
On a
all
what?
apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Apprenticeship, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
After I failed all my exams.
After he's
Failed his exams. Oh.
The problem is I don't want to go. I
What?
want to stay on my estate in Bradford.
In
with all-
Barley?
Yes.
I was born there. I know what it's like.
Yeah, but he's got an
With
estate.
all
He's got his own
my
estate.
mates.
It wasn't even a shop. There was a bloody food van. Go on.
Every Giro day we buy cans of lagers.
Every what day?
Giro day.
Gyro.
Oh, Gyro Day. Sorry.
I can tell the age of these people.
And we go rat hunting in the old mills.
Oh, rat hunting. We used to do that when we were kids.
And then we go
Point
dancing at our local working men's club.
Yeah, we used to do that.
We have such a great time that
Yeah.
I don't want to be going to other side of the world and become an engineering apprentice. Great prospects or not great prospects. I get free scraps from the cheap shop.
Guess what? Oh, free scraps.
I used to get
Jammy
them.
bastard.
I used to get free scraps. Did you?
Yes.
I did as well.
But I know where he's on about in Bradford, in Barley. I used to get.
I used to get free scraps as well. The scrapings at the bottom. Yeah, I did.
From the cheap shop on Friday night, and I kiss from Susie from behind the counter.
I remember Susie.
Do you?
I'm not slut shaming, but she's a right old scrubber. But go on.
Why would I give all that up to go and live by the sea in Australia with the job prospects? Besides, every time it's too hot, I get nits.
Who wrote it? You wrote it.
I just think my parents are
You wrote
so selfish.
This is a very Chrissy Darling thing to say. I got
What should I do?
This is a
I
very
have rights, don't I?
But listen, he's from the same place as me.
asking for a friend.
This is from the same place
This
as
is
me.
you, Chrissy. I can tell. And you are not, girlfriend. I got news for you. You are not 18 years old anymore. Under that. I was right. You're 80 years old.
Oh my god, age shaming.
I am age shaming you.
So what happened?
What?
He gets out to get. He gets nits.
It gets nits. I just think my parents are so selfish. What should I do? I have rights, don't I?
So right, let me just recap for you. So his parents want him to move to Australia and his dad's got an engineering job, his mum's got a job in medicine. They want him to move over there so he can become an apprentice, so he can make something from his life. But he likes to go fucking rat catching with his mates when they get their Universal Credit Gyro Day. And he gets free scraps from the chip shop on a Friday night. He gets a kiss from Susie behind the counter. He doesn't want to give that up because he doesn't want to go to a hot country where he might get fucking nits.
To be honest, this sounds like all of us post Brexit. This is what we're all going to be rat hunting. We're all going to be eating scraps, and we're all going to be nits if Brexit happens. I'm sorry, that's all of us in this room.
But Greg, do you think he should stay, or do you think he should go with his parents?
It's got nits.
Well, I think everyone should do what's right for them. So let your parents have their dream, and if you are so against that, then I think stay here with the knits and, open a knit farm.
Well, there you go. Can I just say something? Right? I think. There we go.
Got nits.
That's a real Nigerian name. Listen, stay. You stay here. Do you know why? Because in 5 years' time, when your parents are over there and they're living the life of Riley, and you're over here with fuck all,
Boris
it will
Johnson.
serve you right, because you'll be crying. They won't be able to sponsor you as their child. You can stand there and do you know what? You might have not fucking nits or anything like that, but you're gonna have fuck all else. You're gonna have no job. You'll probably be a fucking alky and a druggie. Fuck off.
I'm right-handed.
Well, the rat hunting is not too bad. I quite like rat hunting. We used to do it in the hills in Bradford.
Fuck's sake, I can't go.
What do you think you should do, Joel?
To be honest, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, you should have been. It's fucking funny.
I think Joel's a grinder.
You had him at nits.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. So anyway, what should we do about his net?
I don't fucking care.
Trading it for some crabs.
Hope you get crabs as well. Serves you right. Do you know, I don't understand this mentality, right?
What?
You think, oh no, I want to stay at home and play with me mates. I don't want to go abroad. I don't have a fucking life for myself. Well, do you know what? Carry on. Because when they're all fucking dead and you're still alive, it'll serve you right.
Because you fucking kill me. So I hope that's helped. What's his name?
There we go. What's his name?
Adi Dagbo.
Adi Dagbo. Adi Dagbo.
Go on, Tinto, you're good.
That's a good Yoruba name.
Go on, Tinto, you're good.
I'm sure I know his daddy.
No, Chris, you know what's going to happen to him, don't you? He's going to lose his life today.
And do you know what? His father will say, go on, Tinto, you're good.
I'm going to tell him about Chief. Well, I hope that's happened.
I want to say I want to go out catching with my mates. I want to go to Australia and get a fucking job and alive. No.
Oh, fucking
I hope you
hell.
have that.
Sorry, Mr. Whitson. I hope that helps. But listen, hey, you know what?
Oh, can I just say that before you say anything?
Go on.
Is PrEP available to him?
To who?
Adi
Dagbo.
It should be if you still want it.
Even in Bradford, on an estate.
I don't know, but he probably loses his life today.
Oh. Do you know what? We was very isolated there, but you know that's another story.
Yeah, you can tell. But listen,
shut at you,
listen before we do. Listen before we do go.
And now the end is near.
Listen, folks. Join us.
The final curtain.
Got PTSD
I did what I had to do. I saw it all without contraception. I bear back. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Join us if you will, folks. Are you ready?
I just shit myself. Shit myself.
Greg, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I'm sorry about Joel spotting you on there with the
Greg, tongues.
Join us in the drink, folks, to celebrate the fact that Morning Glory is happening. You've got all the details. I'll run them down for you one more time. Morning Glory is happening. It's on Sunday the 12th, going on to Monday the 13th. It's going to be open until 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's going to be lots and lots.
Are you crazy?
Yes, it is. It's at Theatre Impossible, opposite the Albert Hall, and it starts at 3:30 with the Funky House Room with Alan Stevens, Joshua Cole, Alistair Millett, and at 4 o'clock in the morning it goes to the Bounty House Room, and it opens with DJ Aphrodite.
How far is Morning Glory from Essential that night?
It's the same distance as it was from Queer to Essential.
Cool.
It's walking distance. You can see the venue from the front
I'm not
door.
walking.
No, you come out of the Albert Hall and you look over the road and you can see the venue that we're going to
January, 12th of January.
Let's get this thing
No,
straight.
April it is.
Oh, April.
I earn too much money
When is Easter?
to walk.
When is Easter?
Let's get that straight.
Is that Easter special?
It's
Around then.
It's the 20th birthday. Are you about the?
Yeah,
Yes.
what is, okay. Right.
It's 20th birthday. It's called Essential 20. And it's going to be crazy.
And it's DJ Aphrodite's going to be opening the Bouncy House with Nigel Harrison coming after DJ Aphrodite.
Nigel Harrison.
After DJ Aphrodite, and then Scott Walker will be finishing off the night. Admission is by ticket
Only. Unless
You
the sexual
cannot.
favours
Can I
involved.
just reiterate again? You cannot pay on the door, so you need to get your tickets. The tickets go on sale on Skiddle at 10 o'clock tonight.
Say that again,
You
Skiddle.
need to get your tickets
Lee.
tonight.
So it's confirmed. At
Confirmed.
10 o'clock,
Lee, say
tickets will
Skiddle.
be released.
Skiddle.
Get your tickets on Skiddle. Go on.
Get your tickets on Skiddle.
No, you didn't say it the same way. You said it. Get your tickets on Skiddle.
Get your tickets on Skiddle. The tickets are as priced. Early bird tickets when you get there at 10 o'clock, they're 12 o'clock. £12 if you get there. If you get on the phone at 10 o'clock tonight, get there quick though, folks, and spread the word quick because they're going to go. General release tickets go on sale shortly after. They're £15. Then VIP tickets, which includes queue jump, VIP area on the bouncy floor with private toilets and table service for £20, and it's open till 10, and it's going to be happening at exactly 10 o'clock.
Table service.
You used to do that, didn't you, Greg? Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, honey.
Oh, we're
Lee.
gonna sing some
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
Lee, what are these times we're living in?
We're living in crazy times.
Oh.
We're watching the blind.
Oh, leading the blind. And I
despair from time to time, but try and convince myself daily everything's fine. Vote Labour! Please be there to catch me. I screamed out to the floor, but I don't even trust the fucking pavement anymore. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy. Stop the world, cause I wanna get off. I've reached my tipping point, enough is enough. If I just keep doing what I've been doing, keep doing what I've been doing well. Chrissa, whilst I'm physically able, before I'm mentally unstable, pointless people rule the day. Fuck you, Kim and Kanye, and my head's burned with all the news and all the dickhead point of views. So take your Facebook and your phone, sit in the corner all alone. Your apathy's impressive. You deserve everything you get, and if you think this shit's scary, you ain't seen nothing yet. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy. Chrissy, why? Stop the world, cause I wanna get off. I've reached my tipping point, enough is enough. If I just keep doing what I've been doing, keep doing what I've been doing well. Close the door and dispose of the key. A private members club that's only for we. If I just keep doing what I've been doing, keep doing what I've been doing well. Chrissa,
Lethal South Griffiths.
We are living in crazy times.
Sister Honky Tonk.
Watching the blind,
We're watching it.
leading the blind.
Here we go.
If there's a method in the madness, then I won't hold my breath, cause I'm deafened by the silence, and silence equals death. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy. But when billionaires and businessmen convincing working men that they understand the problems and are just like one of them, then it's game over, time to start again. Why? Stop the world, cause I wanna get off. I've reached my tipping point, enough is enough. If I just keep doing what I've been doing, keep doing what I've been doing well. Greg, thank you so much for tonight, my good brother.
Thank you.
And where's my
darling?
purse?
Arel the second, not him second, but third. He's father from the Bronx.
The Bronx.
Joel Ryder, our producer, who's slightly off camera at the moment, but is still there in love and peace.
And he's naked.
Oh,
no.
Greg's in love, look, bless him.
But we're prepared.
We'll see you next week, folks. Much love. Mwah. Mic's off.
Jamendo.com. Jamendo.com.